Oh, hey, welcome to Crackers Milk, everyone. This is Shooting the Breeze with Mike and Dave.
What's up?
Welcome, Dave. So, today's episode is Season 2, Episode 2 of The Office, which is titled something that I don't have pulled up on my phone right
Sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment.
This one, I don't know. It's not my favorite because you do meet Todd Packer, but it is like one of my favorite little exchanges with Jim and Michael. Is just like, oh, that's funny. It's funny because he's baiting Michael. So yeah,
That is the best part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our synopsis is a role play with me and Dave playing Toby and Michael.
Do you want me to play Toby?
Sure. All right, go ahead, Toby.
The full story is that Randall resigned because of sexual harassment. Corporate asked me to do a 5-minute review of the company's sexual harassment policy.
No. Oh, Toby. No.
It's really not a big deal, Michael.
It is a big deal. It's a big deal. What are we supposed to do? Scrutinize every little thing we say and do all day? I mean, come on.
And then corporate is going to send in a lawyer.
What?
Just to refresh you.
No.
On our policy.
What? No. Okay, what is a lawyer going to come in and tell us? To not send out hilarious emails or not to tell jokes?
Maybe not some of them. Maybe not inappropriate ones.
There's no such thing as an appropriate joke. As an inappropriate joke, I think. That's why it's a joke. Which is it's kind of true, but not, of course, right?
Yeah.
But it is funny. When he said that, it makes me think of when Steve Carell's leaving, and Michael is at that hotel to meet D'Angelo for the first time, and who do we see in the elevator is
Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
And they start talking to each other, and he's like, oh, I want to show you this character I'm working on. Chang, I think it is. Yeah. And he's like, and they start laughing, and he's like, yeah, it's not offensive because, it's a joke. It's not offensive.
And like you see the history of Ricky Gervais too, though, because he does Golden Globes.
Yeah. Oh.
And he
classic
roasts everybody. And you're just like,
it is amazing.
It's funny, but it's like Michael Scott awkward, really funny, but it's like you're telling the truth. Oh, yeah. And like you have one of my favorite is Ricky Gervais does this. He did a joke, and then Tom Hanks was like, just wide-eyed, and you're just like, yep.
Yeah.
You guys kind of deserve this a little bit because you guys just, who cares? You're actors and actresses. But they'll never bring back Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole emails like Michael.
Yeah.
He says, well, he's king of forwards.
King of forwards.
Like, and that's the weird thing too, is like you could be a king of forward, but Michael, I hope you understand too that people can put a virus on a forward, and so you can send a virus to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, huh.
Oh, but Michael.
But yeah.
He comes out of his office, the beginning, and he's telling people, he's talking about 50 signs your priest might be Michael Jackson, and Dwight wants to get on it, because, and here's what you got to understand too is, Michael is like this, right? Yeah. Pam and them have all worked with him before the show, right?
Yeah.
But it has gotten exponentially worse because the camera crew is there.
Yeah.
And that's what happens today, right? He comes out and he's like telling these jokes, and then Dwight's like, oh, same thing. Hey, Michael's trying to impress. So he's like, hey, you got to check out this email of the monkey.
And he's like, consider it. Please just consider this.
Right. Please forward it. You're the forward king.
Yeah.
Take it. This is a good one. And I love that. So it's a monkey doing some grotesque things on the video. Like, you don't see it. Yeah. But it's just funny. Michael's That's funny. That's funny. Not offensive. Because it's nature, educational.
Just justifying it. You're just like, yeah.
This is why it's not offensive. Oh, dear Michael. Oh.
Oh. And then we get a taste of Todd Packer.
And we first hear him, right, in season 1. Yeah. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Like the beginning.
He calls Jan the Ice Queen or something like that.
Yeah. And she's in the room. Yeah. And he's on speakerphone, and he's
like, just, oh, that's inappropriate.
Yep. Which is crazy.
Yeah. So weird. Like
Michael thinks, but it's weird because if he at that time is like, oh, this is inappropriate, why is he inappropriate in front of Jan and the lawyer and Toby?
But I think that's the deal with season 2.
Right. It's the
redesign of Michael and the rebirth of Michael Scott to be likable.
And I'm glad you bring that up because I didn't think of it like that, but it definitely is a rebirth. It's like a whole new show.
Because he's not likable in season 1 very much.
No.
He's annoying.
Yeah.
He's like massively annoying, like kind of like in The Office with Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Ricky
Gervais is so uncomfortable and annoying that you're just like, ugh.
You're like, let's see other scenes.
And the only episode that I watched of the British Office that redeemed him, that really redeemed Ricky Gervais's character was the last episode Christmas special.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one that kind of like, yeah, he's a really good guy. But then, yeah, Michael, if they wanted to do it longer, they needed to have him redeemed.
Yeah.
And have him be redeemable. Where it's like, yeah, he's kind of dorky, kind of nerdy, kind of doesn't know what he's doing. And like you get that in the first 5 episodes of season 2 is like he kind of knows what he's doing, but he also doesn't know what he's doing a lot of times.
Yeah.
And like you get that feeling like on this, you just get that feel where he knows what he's doing a little bit, but not. He does, like you could see growth. Like when Todd Packer's telling the story and points to Phyllis.
Oh right.
He's like, oh, like Phyllis, and then the one thing that Michael does instead of being able to stand up to Packer is that he places the blame on Kevin more than Packer.
Yeah, because Packer points.
Yeah.
Kevin says.
Yeah.
Like Phyllis?
Yeah.
Right.
And it should have been, no, Todd, you can't say that.
Right.
But he hasn't put Todd in a proper place.
And when does he finally put Todd in a proper place?
Season 7.
Season 7.
He does it in season 7 with Holly.
Because of Holly, once again. Which is great, because Holly is making him realize. It's weird. Does that love turn on? Is that something that happens in real life to us? Are we stupid and then we meet Olivia's and go, oh.
Well.
Like, that's weird. Like, it just clicks for him with Holly.
I would think so. I think you were probably stupid before Sheena.
Well, right. And that's what I'm wondering is I think when Holly comes in, she makes him realize Ryan's not that great. She makes him realize Todd's a jerk.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And what it does is that it does help him realize it, but it also helps him stand up to Todd and Ryan at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you can realize that your friends are jerks or somebody is a jerk, but when you're not willing to stand up to them, it doesn't matter if you know that they're a jerk.
Yeah,
you're always going to defend them.
Yep.
But then when you finally say, no, no, that's not me. I'm not doing that anymore. Like Michael did in season 7. You're just like, Mike, you're a great guy. Why? You should have been showing this whole time, but we see your growth, and that's awesome that we see your growth and standing up to these people. And like, I think with what you've asked, it's just like, because you've asked, or you talked about the deep thought thing with Todd and with him being a bully.
Michael, right.
But see, that's the thing too, is Todd's a bully. Like, I'll let you do that.
He's a jerk.
But Michael imitates him
a little follower
with Dwight.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwight likes Michael. Michael likes Todd.
Yeah.
Todd puts up with Michael, maybe.
Yeah, I think because Michael admires him so much.
He'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, this guy thinks all my stuff is funny.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like worships him, puts him on a pedestal. Right. That sort of thing. So, yeah.
That's why Dwight and Michael's relationship, same thing.
Yeah.
Although, same thing, go to season 7, right? Mm-hmm. And then that, the whole, like, recommending Dwight, the letter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, Michael really does care for Dwight.
Oh, yeah. And
instead of
yeah.
Todd ever caring for Michael.
Yeah. And I think, it's that, back to that redeemable quality with Michael and Dwight, because they both show it.
Yeah.
Like Dwight shows it, because in the first couple seasons you just think Dwight's an idiot because you're rooting for Jim and Pam.
Yeah.
But then you realize, no, I'm gonna root for you. You realize Dwight actually is a heart of gold type of guy, just like Michael is.
Oh yeah.
Mike and Dwight just don't know how to express it and to show forth caring and love towards X, Y, and Z person. Yeah. So it's just really interesting in that, where you just get to see it. You get to see their growth, and it's always good to see growth.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to skip then to I think probably season 7 or 8 again. It's when.
Well, we're not skipping. We're just talking.
Oh, yeah,
we're connecting. Right? It's connecting.
Connecting it all. Dwight, when Robert California's around, and he's going to send out that email that shows all the mistakes that they've had, and and when they go to his house, and they're basically pleading, and Pam knows him best and says, "Look, we gotta trust him, and we're gonna help him," which is great. That in real life, that's how we should treat people. Go over there. Hey, what can we do for you? Let's
help.
Let's help. Da 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 da. And it's great. The whole talking head of Dwight at the end. If I have to deal with these people, if they're my friends, da 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 da, I guess I'll take them. It's so.
They suck at horse graves, but it's fun.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's right. They suck at the horse grave, and they give him that hat, and he throws it in the dirt, and then later he's dusting it off.
And he's wearing it while he's talking. Like, you could see that, and even with Michael, where at the end, very end, where Michael comes back for Dwight's wedding.
Oh, beautiful.
And like, it was awesome.
Very.
It was so awesome and then Pam talking about Michael, where like Michael has two phones because the first one was too full of pictures.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, and like it was just great. Like you see and you just see this great, these character development where they did great with Dwight, they did great with Michael.
Yeah,
Pam and Jim. They did okay.
They could have
I think
it was too quick to me.
It was like the second and third season. They did really good with their characters.
Yeah.
But then once they started dating and all that stuff, it just became whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. It was like, because I remember it being drawn. Like I loved that they had Jim asked Pam out, like the last part. They could have done that. They could have waited it out until the 4th season to do it, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome to do it. It was awesome to see, and so yeah. But my favorite one, is with where Jim he goes. Like Michael comes in and says, "Hey, okay, can't tell any jokes and can't do all of this stuff," and Jim goes, "Does that include that's what she said?" And Mike's like, "Yes."
Yes.
Jim, wow, that is really hard.
Do you think you can go all day?
You think you can go all day long? Well, you always left me satisfied and smiling. So, and then Michael, you could see Michael just like, I want to say something. And then he gets to you left me satisfied and smiling, so that's what she said. Just like.
And then they walk back into the office with the lawyer and Jen and Toby, all to explain to Michael again what the heck sexual harassment is.
And then he had to watch a video.
Oh yeah, the video.
Which was good. It was all right, you know. Like there really wasn't a whole lot of comedy after that.
No.
But the one thing that I found interesting was the doll. The blow-up doll.
The blow-up doll, yeah.
This is why I found it interesting. In, I think, one of the British episodes, they had a blow-up doll. And if you remember Jim, when he's like, oh, yeah, I have an office romance and all this stuff. And he pops the doll up and he says, she's British.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, huh, that's funny. Like, it's funny. You know, it's not laugh out funny, but it's like, it's funny. Yeah. That's a good connection between the British office and American office.
Yeah, they're still making connections. Yeah. In season 2.
So it's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
watch this episode, peeps.
Yes, watch this episode. Watch our YouTube video and come and listen to us on most all podcasting formats. So please rate, subscribe, and leave a comment. Talk about it. Thanks.
Peace. Okay, got a question for you.
Yes.
How the heck did Todd get to the office if he can't drive? I always wondered that.